Hey guys, what's up? It's Scott with Everyday Home Repairs and got another video kind of finishing up some work on getting blinds throughout our home. And this one specifically is one of the last ones, and that's our exterior door going to the backyard. A few things we wanted is just a basic blind functionality, but we did not want one of those that was going to flap around and could be damaged by pets or like small kids pulling on it. So we found a product, super happy with it, and if you stick around I'll show you how easy it is to install and then overall some of the features and functionality of this unit. Okay, so here was our door and really the window we were looking at the blinds to. Pretty standard door with a full length window, and then it has a raised frame for the window, and that's key because this is how this unit's going to mount. We went with a product from a company called ODL, and it has an actual add-on unit that has the blinds built in. Specifically, our measurements were 23.75, and that is in width from the outside to the outside of that frame, and then the height was 65.75. So that came within the measurements of that bottom one there from ODL. So that's the one that we picked out. So other than the kit, really all that comes with is the instructions, 2 top mounting brackets, and 2 side shims. And then when you open everything up, before you jump in and get started, you do want to remove this clip, which is securing the weight, which helps you raise the blinds. So you just pluck that off before you get started. It's always a good idea before you get too far into the project just to make sure that this is going to fit your door and your hardware. So just do a dry fit. Specifically, I have the handle, the door handle here, which is not just the knob. So I had a little bit more of a chance of interference. And then also I did have the hardware itself where I needed to remove this insert from the side so everything would fit correctly. So now with a loose door handle, I can fit that in and actually mount it up and see if it fits nicely to the door surface all the way around and does not interfere with the raised frame that's holding in the glass. Once I've confirmed that everything looks good on both sides, bottom and top, then I'll go ahead and jump in and start to install this unit. So if you have a door that's been painted in the past, what you want to do before getting started is take a razor blade and go all the way around top, sides, and bottom of that raised frame and just score between the door surface and the frame. So when you raise the frame off, which you're going to need to do in a few steps, it won't be an issue. Now, taking that same razor blade, we're going to remove these inserts so we can get access to the Phillips head screws to insert the mounting brackets. So what I did is just take the razor blade and kind of work that plug out. And again, this is a lot easier if you have a newer door and it hasn't been painted. This one has been painted, so I would loosen up and then take a flathead screwdriver and just pry that out, taking my time because I actually wanted to reinstall these even though you don't really have to. So this is the left corner, taking those off. Then we'll do the right corner, same thing, lower left corner, and then finally the lower right corner. So starting at the top, I loosened the 4 Phillips head screws, and now taking a thin flathead screwdriver, I'm prying the frame off of the door and then fitting the upper right hand bracket into place, which will slide behind the frame. And then there's 2 small little tabs that you're pushing flush on the side and top to make sure it's positioned correctly. So once you get it in place, all you need to do is tighten up your screws, and then this mounting bracket will be secured. And then I'm going to jump over to the left-hand side and do the same. For the bottom, we need to install some shims, and then this is going to help provide some room for the retaining brackets that slide into place. Same thing, Phillips head screws are loosened up. I'm taking a flathead screwdriver. One thing to note, I did remove one more insert and loosen up one more screw higher than the two in the corner. So you measure just 11.5 inches up for this size door, and then you can put that shim in place and then reinsert all your plugs, and you should be good. And I'm going to go ahead and do that on the left-hand side as well. All right, now we're ready to mount the actual unit. So what you want to do is get it in place and then raise it up, and there's two little tabs on each of the mounting brackets that you need to fit into slots on the top of the unit. This is key that they're not just partially hanging there. So I would get those what you think is correct and then check them out and make sure they're fully secured. And I love the design of this, and that's really it. There's two little tabs on the bottom that you'll swing in, and that's what those shims were used for, to give you room to go behind the frame. And then your unit is secured and done. So that is really all there is to the install. And that's a wrap. So really easy install, and overall, I'm very impressed with the quality of this ODL unit. So ours was 22 inches by 64 inches. Basically the whole door was glass, and that's the one we used. It worked really well. I was very impressed with the ability to have the knockout if you needed it, and we did have some interference with our deadbolt and then also the door handle, so that was a nice feature to have, so it didn't have any issues with install. And overall, the operation is very smooth with the side slider units, one to raise and lower, and then on the other side that will adjust the blinds. If this one works for you, I would say go for it. It is a little bit on the higher side, probably around $125 to $150. And in the description, I got it at Home Depot, so I'll show you the exact unit with a link over to Home Depot if you're interested and it'd work for your own home. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and then also if this video helped you out, go ahead and give us a like, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.